All right, what's up, guys? Now, before we get into the Ravens-Steelers game, we want to give a massive and huge shout-out to the What They're Saying podcast, which is hosted by two Ravens fans, Matt and Brian, who are very chill and very realistic Ravens fans, unlike...
Ravens brethren here!
Right, exactly. So, but yeah, we were just on the most recent episode of their podcast, which we obviously talked about the Steelers-Ravens rivalry and the upcoming game, and a bunch of other fun stuff. So we totally recommend checking out, as well as their entire podcast, of course. So a link to their podcast will be down in the description box. So definitely give them a follow, man. And
Brian, Matt, huge thank you once again. Great to be on the podcast. Hope we get on it once again. And guys, please give them a follow. They are great to listen to. They are very chill, cool guys.
Absolutely, man. Hopefully we get them on the channel here for a prediction video or some sort eventually soon, man. So Brian, Matt, thanks for having us. Been a pleasure. And hope to do it down the road again, man. So,
and good luck to your Ravens.
Absolutely, man. So, but anyway, on to the Steelers-Ravens game, man. Part 2. We all know what happened in Week 4. The Steelers played absolutely god-awful. Hopefully, a much different result, a much different performance, and one that obviously we will be happy with, which could be very likely. But going up against the Ravens, who are in a pretty tough spot right now, especially going at home in a big divisional game like this for both teams,
it ain't going to be easy.
Not at all. This is going to be probably one of the most, it's probably, if not probably one of the toughest games for both teams this season, man.
And probably as of right now, our most challenging game right here.
Right. You know, I feel like that this game really determines or will determine the future of these two teams the rest of the season.
Yeah.
You know, I just feel like this game will definitely determine how the season goes for each team because both schedules don't get any easier, especially for the Steelers, man. That's why this game is big. That's why this game is going to be absolutely massive and so anticipated and a must-watch because this is massive for both teams, man. But
without a doubt.
As for the Steelers, man, you know, for the offense, you know, as compared to Week 4, obviously this offense is much hotter. It's striking, it's faster, it's stronger, it's more aggressive, it's clicking more. James Conner is going off the last 3 games. The offensive line is looking like the best in the league, stepping up. I want to give a huge props to them.
Absolutely.
Big Ben is performing real good. AB and Ben, that Wi-Fi connection is the strongest we've seen all season. You know, Juju stepping up, Vince McDonald stepping up. You know, what more can I say? The Steelers' offense has just stepped up big time compared to Week 4.
Absolutely. And going up against right now the number 1 defense, that is not going to be easy.
Yeah. But the way I see it, you know, and in no way am I underestimating or discrediting the Ravens because I never would, no matter who they're starting. I don't care if they have Landry Jones starting. I don't care if they have Jamarcus Russell starting. I don't care if they have Ryan Leaf starting or Ryan Mallett starting again. I don't want to bring back memories, Steelers fans, but you get me. And no way in hell am I ever going to underestimate them because no matter who they got, they are always giving us a tough challenge. And that is why we respect the Ravens out of the ass. And that's why I feel like this rivalry is the best in the league.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I will say that the Ravens are definitely not as strong as they were to start the season. You know, they've allowed a lot of big plays, a lot of blown coverage, a lot of points, and that goes for the defense. Offense hasn't really been as massive as furious as they were, especially Week 4 and the start of the season. You know, Joe Flacco is looking like Joe Flacco. John Brown is still a pretty good receiver for them. I think he could make a difference here, especially with how our right cornerback position is going to look since we unfortunately stuck with Burns and Sensabaugh the rest of the way, which
I don't get why we're still sticking with them. Like, you had the opportunity to get a Patrick Peterson,
or a Janoris Jenkins, or a Garon Conley, or a Ha Clinton Dix. Dude, Ha Clinton Dix was given up for a 4th round pick. I understand safety wasn't a need. And I like what I'm seeing from Sean Davis and Terrell Edmonds, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you compare them to Ha Clinton Dix, and for the price of admission, why didn't we take a shot? And Ha Clinton Dix is someone that, well, first of all, the way I see it, if our initial game plan was to stick with Burns and Sensabaugh, why didn't we go after a safety like Ha Clinton Dix who could have saved their asses and saved their mistakes?
Exactly.
And
exactly. Ha Clinton Dix was traded to the Washington Redskins for only a 4th round pick. A 4th round pick. This is how Clinton Dix we're talking about here. A very great and underrated safety in this league.
I agree.
And him compared with DJ Swanger is only going to make that Redskins defense a lot more scarier.
Exactly.
Imagine what could have happened if he was with us.
Yeah.
Like, come on, why didn't we take the shot?
Imagine him with Hayden, Hilton, and, you know.
And the fact that Steelers could not make a move for a Patrick Peterson or a Garon Conley or a Janoris Jenkins, who we were more interested in besides the other 2 corners I just mentioned. You're going to stick with a guy like Artie Burns, who's inconsistent. He gets burned, no pun intended. And he didn't even play a freaking snap against the Browns. He was dressed up and he didn't play a snap, and you're going to stick with him for the rest of the season.
Exactly.
As well as Cody Sensabaugh, who gets burned every freaking time, most of the time. The only reason why he did good last week is because who the freak do the Browns got a receiver besides Jarvis Landry now?
Pretty fucking much, And that I feel like that is one factor that's I think that's one thing that's really going to come into effect is the right cornerback position. And if John Harbaugh and the Ravens and Joe Flacco are smart, they're going to attack that because that's obviously our weakest spot. Honestly, I'd argue that that's our weakest spot on the team completely, and I feel like John Brown will take full advantage.
Oh, absolutely, like he did week 4.
Exactly.
It only took him 3 catches to get 100 receiving yards.
Exactly, man.
That's all it took. Imagine what he's going to do now.
Right,
Since he's getting better and he's playing out of his ass.
Exactly.
That makes me scared. That makes me worried.
Right. People may say, just put Joe Hayden on him, but the issue with that is Joe Hayden said it himself. He's not good with speedy receivers because, he's not as fast as he used to be.
Exactly.
That's why him on Crabtree should be the game plan here. And I don't trust anyone to be on John Brown at all.
Right.
So I feel like he could definitely be a factor in this game, which hopefully is not the case, but, it's almost inevitable with this cornerback position.
Exactly. Now, I don't know if Burns is going to be getting any more reps in this game because he didn't against the Browns. I don't know if that was just discipline to Burns or if we just have no faith in him whatsoever, even though they came out and said that we have full faith, which I don't get. Well, I want to have faith in Burns. I should have faith in Burns and Sensabaugh.
Right.
But if they're not going to be doing their jobs, I can't have faith.
Right.
So the only guy besides Hayden and Hill and I have faith at the quarterback position is Cam Sutton, but I think he's being rushed into a position that he's quite not ready for. I don't think he's been developed too much yet.
Exactly.
And he's, quite frankly, right now he's unproven. But this could be his opportunity to prove, what type of corner he is.
Absolutely, and I hope he absolutely shines. Him being a third-round pick, him having all the tools to be a great outside guy, but with how we develop corners, we can't really say that, hey, he's going to absolutely be a star for us because...
Not only just corners, but defensive backs as well. Just look at Shamarko Thomas. Look at Artie Burns.
Yeah, Shamarko Thomas. He was supposed to replace Troy Polamalu. Remember that shit?
And look how that turned out. Good freaking... Jesus, man. The fact that they are sticking with their guns with Burns and Sensabaugh the way that they have played so far this season. This story was told already with Antoine Blake, Ross Cockrell, and Mike Mitchell. Look how the heck that turned out. Look how that story ended.
And even Cortez Allen and Senquez Golson, although he never played a snap in his NFL career, but it's a massive...
The same story is going to be told again. It's probably going to have the same freaking ending, and it's because the Steelers won't go up here and take a freaking corner out of the freaking trade block.
I know.
Like a Janoris Jenkins. I understand. Janoris Jenkins wasn't, too spectacular like he used to be, but you got to think, he's only got Landon Collins. Who the hell says he got in the Giants?
Right. Getting Janoris Jenkins would have been... I'm not saying I would have loved the move or it would have been a great move. It would have been a pretty decent move in my opinion. He has his issues. He has his attitude and his personality issues. His cap hit is massive. And his age is effective. Plus,
I understand.
Plus,
but
his performance has declined. But if you bring him in with a winning culture and a winning organization, and you have someone like Hayden opposite of him who could complement him well, he could perform at another great level.
I think the Jackrabbit could feed off of that very well, but that won't be happening because Colbert's too freaking cheap.
Unfortunately, as well as the Steelers organization, and we apologize for going on that rant, but it's.
But the fact that we're going to be sticking with Burns and Sensabaugh for the rest of the season, that worries me. Because we're going to have guys like Michael Thomas and Keenan Allen and Julian Edelman and Josh Gordon again. Like, that terrifies the heck out of me.
How can it not, man?
And for this game with John Brown and Michael Crabtree, I have full confidence in Hayden covering Crabtree.
Yeah, because Hayden is on pace to have the best year, another Pro Bowl year.
Right,
honestly.
but with John Brown, even Willie Snead, sometimes he can play outside as well.
Oh,
that worries me.
He'll remain in the slot, though. Mike Hill and I have
right, but John Brown, that is the one guy really on this offense, really, that worries me. Maybe Tom Montgomery since they acquired him from the Packers.
But our rushing defense is not too bad, though.
Yeah.
But the reason why we talk about the cornerback position is because I feel like John Brown could be a factor. Obviously, we hope not, but like I said, it's almost inevitable. But
he was in Week 4. He could very well be the case again, especially in Baltimore. He's playing his best season so far.
Pretty much.
And that's what terrifies me about this game. Like, Burns and Sensabaugh got to do their job. They got to get their crap together.
Right.
If they can't, then Sutton has the possibility to take both their jobs and prove himself. And that's what I'm hoping because I really like Sutton. I liked him coming out of Tennessee, and I thought he would be a hell of a corner for us. And as of right now, he's showing some glimpses of it.
Right.
And if Safeball and Burns don't do their job, then I think he could finally, prove to us and the Steelers organization and the Steelers coaches, what he's made of. Absolutely, but again, I do think that he is rushed into a position that he is quite not ready for.
And
that's just me.
And that's the Steelers' fault, man. But this could be his game to make a name for himself, as well as this entire defense, man. I feel like because of what you just said, man, I feel like that the way to win this game is pass rush because we rarely applied any pass rush on Flacco in Week 4, and I think that has to change. And with our pass rush stepping up and applying constant pressure on the quarterbacks the last few games, I feel like that. It's the way I see it. That has been the goal to win the game. Defensively for us the last few games, it has turned out pretty fucking well.
Yeah.
So I feel like that should remain the game plan. And with a bruised up Ravens offensive line and with Joe Flacco, I understand he's at home. He performs well at home. He usually does decent against us, but we can't allow that.
Exactly. We got to utilize the pass rush and quick. Because Flacco does not do good under pressure.
Right. As for the Steelers offense, the way I see it, like I said, we're not discrediting or underestimating the Ravens defense, but they are definitely showing a little bit of inconsistency. They're not, in my opinion, they're not as strong as they were Week 4. However, coming them in the home, that could be that statement could be completely disregarded.
Yeah.
But the way I see it, you look at what Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers did. I'm not discrediting them whatsoever. They're a great offense. They're a good team.
Of course.
But you look at what DJ Moore did to them. I mean, he didn't do shit all year. And he absolutely torched that defense. So you have someone like, and you look at our offense, we have someone like James Conner who's been going off the last 3 games. You got AB who's still obviously a monster, could be considered the best receiver in the league.
You got Juju who's looking to have a complete breakout year in his second year in the NFL, a 21-year-old basically.
Yeah, you got Vance McDonald stepping up big time, who we've starting to become a big fan of, and I'm trying to trade for him in fantasy, honestly. That's how much I'm actually grown on him, man.
This offense has the weapons to win this game, to put some points on the board. Just going up against the number 1 defense ain't going to be easy whatsoever.
No, it's
not. And it never is going up against the Ravens defense whatsoever, no matter how where the defense is ranked.
Right. So honestly, the keys to win this game for the offense, just continue to feed Connor the ball more, spread the ball around, offensive line, just continue what the hell you're doing.
As well as, because I've noticed that in the first quarter, we've gone absolutely terrible. Right. We have terrible performances, but the second quarter and the second half, we play right out of our asses. Why can't you perform like that in the first quarter?
Yeah, why can't you come out firing and remain consistent? And I feel like that would be one key way to win this game, especially against the Ravens, is to come out firing, come out fast, and come out striking hot, and just continue with it, man.
Exactly.
Keep the foot on the fucking pedal.
And
pedal to the metal.
Exactly.
Don't stop.
Exactly. And utilize that rushing game, because I did hear that Ben has a broken index finger, but it's on his left hand, not his throwing hand.
But still, that could be a factor. So
it could be. But sometimes Ben plays better when he's hurt, which I don't get why.
Well, that just shows you the toughness Ben has, right, man, and his determination to win.
But either way, with Ben's injury, you got to utilize a rushing game and quick and fast, because you have to.
Right. So offensive keys to win is come out striking, remain with it. Spread the ball more, offensive line, keep doing what you're doing, and continue to feed Connor the ball, dude. If you continue to feed Connor the ball, I think we win football games, and that's how we've won the last 3.
Absolutely.
Because we kept feeding Connor the ball, we kept utilizing the rushing game, and look how much more dominant, look how much more comfortable we are, man.
Exactly.
We're not, because I noticed, especially week 4, we were all over the place. We were so confused, we were so out of line, we were so everywhere, man. Now, because we established a rushing game, and because we used Connor, we're so much more comfortable. We're so much, there's so much weight lifted off our shoulders.
Exactly.
So I feel like that's one way. I feel like that's the main way to win this game, is just continue to feed Connor the ball, continue to spread the ball more. As for the defense, obviously, more man-to-man coverage, and obviously pass rush. Pass rush, you have to win us the game here.
Absolutely.
And I feel like we have all the tools to win it, but obviously against the Ravens in Baltimore, part 2, and like I said, in the game that will honestly determine the rest of the season for both teams, it's not going to be easy, and that's what makes this game extremely fucking exciting, man.
This is what makes this rivalry so impactful, so exciting, so important.
Absolutely. In part 2, in the Steelers versus Ravens part 2, the last few seasons has always been hot. You look at 2016 in the Christmas game, which was amazing. Mm-hmm. You look at last year and Sunday Night Football primetime. That game was fucking amazing when Chris Boswell saved our asses.
Yeah.
And we can very well get the same thing, man. So hopefully the result is a dub. Or obviously for the Steelers, of course. But I'm definitely not going to underestimate the Ravens whatsoever. This is going to be a fun game. This is going to be It's gonna be a hell of a game, man. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be Steelers versus Ravens, man. What more can I say?
Yeah, seriously.
This is gonna be fun, man. This is gonna be exciting. This is gonna be pure emotion, pure. I don't know what to say, man. It's almost.
I think you said basically about enough about this rivalry. What more else
much.
can you say? This rivalry is going to be intense. This game's going to be intense. I'm excited for it.
And this is a must-win for us, man. You know, it'll be a great way to increase the lead in our division and the gain some momentum heading into tough stretch of games in which we got the Panthers, then we got the Saints, then we got the Jags. Although the Jags are looking very weak, but you know. That could be considered a trap game and everything.
Yeah, seriously.
So we got to build some momentum. We got to increase in the division, especially with the Bengals on the bye, and to send the Ravens back down to number 3rd. You know, that'd be better. This would be a bittersweet victory, man. This is a victory that we really need, man.
Absolutely.
So, but the Ravens are definitely not going to give us. You know, this is not going to be a walk in the park.
It's not going to be an easy task, and it never is.
Never.
It never is.
So this is going to be an intense game. This is going to be a fun game. Here we go, Steelers. Let's get this fucking dub, man. Let's advance to 5-2-1. Let's fucking go, man.
Let's go, man. Here, that's the video, guys. Let us know what you guys think in comments below. Again, huge shout out to Matt and Brian, the What They're Saying podcast. Again, guys, thank you guys so much for having us on the podcast. Guys, please check it out. Please give them a follow. They are great guys. They are great to listen to. They are very they are very respectful Ravens fans. They know their shit. So please give them a follow. Please check them out. It would mean so well to us.
Absolutely. And their podcast, like I said, will be down in the description box. Definitely give them a subscription. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get this video. Ravens Red Zone. Go fuck yourself! And we're looking forward to your crow and shit. Although we're not in the TTC, you know, seeing you guys just crying and shit is always fucking fun. So
yeah, exactly.
Do the honors.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later. Peace!